Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. I didn't want to make another video on this topic of the crew perk update, but I'm going to make one because in yesterday's video, one of the top recurring comments was, I'm wrong, QuickyBaby's right about this 30-day period you have to reset your crew perks. And I made the comment that I'm right, QuickyBaby's wrong. Who's right? Claus, Kellerman, or QuickyBaby? And QuickyBaby may be right. And if he is, it's actually worse for the community as a whole. But there's two ways of interpreting this. So I just thought we'd go through this because, and I'll explain why. And it's the main sentence here that they use. I'm on the World of Tanks patch notes here. And let me just read it for you. I'll put it on the screen. You will receive the free crew perk reset from the release date of uppoint 1.201 until the end of the year. Until the end of the year. The 30-day period starts immediately after you first log in following the update. Okay. We recognize that adjusting these changes may not be simple, so we are introducing a special promotion to help you get comfortable with the new system, experiment with different configurations, and settle on your preferred setup. Okay, so they're giving you a promotion so that you can experiment. From the release date until the end of 2023, this promotion allows you to reset crew perks for free for 30 days. When you log into the game for the first time after the update, you'll have 1 month to experiment with crew perks without any penalties. Additionally, we will credit 12 training orders to all players. Now, I interpreted that, is that you log in and you have 30 days to experiment freely without any penalty, but then you have the rest of the year to reset your crew perks on all the rest of your tanks. Now, the reason I thought that, and I'm not sure which is right or wrong yet, but I played World of Warships, and when they did that crew reset, they added new, there they have just a commander, and they reset all the skills that the commander could have, the captain of the ship. The way they did it is, when you logged into the game for the first time, all your crew commander skills, the selection of all the perks and skills, in World of Warships, it's a different name, but all of those were set to 0. So you had to re-pick all the skills for all the captains of all your ships. Okay? So I don't know what's going to happen with World of Tanks here. When you log in for the first time after this update, if you log in and all your crews, are they going to be reset with 0 skills? So you log in and it'll say Commander, 6 skills. Just the total amount of XP that each crew member has. Loader, 5.4 skills, and you have to re-pick them all. That's what we had to do in World of Warships when they went through a big rework of the commander system. And you had the whole, the first time you went out and played one ship or used that one commander, you reset all the skills. You had a certain grace period where you could play around with them and change them for free. So when I read this, I assumed that logically Wargaming, they would give us 30 days to fiddle around with all the skills to test, maybe test 5 or 6 or 7 different combinations of skills on a light tank, for instance, and say, I particularly like this setup, and then you could set up all your light tanks in that way, or all similar tanks in that way. And then you had the rest of the year, because you may not play all 400 of your tanks in 30 days. You would have the rest of the year for when you roll up for the first time in an obscure tank in the back of your garage. You would just select all the crew skills. Maybe they'd be set to 0. And unfortunately, I don't think that's the case. Unfortunately, I think Wargaming does want to screw us. And my suggestion to Wargaming would be, if you're going to do this big rework, you should just reset all our crew skills to 0. Not lose any XP, but all your crew members should just have them all drop down to 0. So that when you play the tank for the first time, you just have to select them all again. Both ways would be just a pain in the ass, I guess, is the conclusion. Both ways, you would have to. It's just a freaking pain in the ass, isn't it? It's a pain in the ass. You have to go in. It was a pain in the ass in World of Warships resetting. You only have to do it for just the captain of the ship, so one person per ship that you own. In World of Tanks, you could do it Might have to do it for 2 or 5. Some tanks have 5 crew members. So who's right, QuickyBaby or me? I hoped that I was right, but unfortunately, I think that it's even worse than I thought. And of course, this is on the internet, so people watching the internet, there'll be all sorts of conspiracy theories that start now, right? They're going to release the patch 1.201 on November 30th. So you'll only have 30 days till the end of the year. One of the other comments that was made frequently, and this is a legitimate observation, is that, well, what about tanks that only have 2 or 3 crew members compared to tanks that have 4 or 5 crew members? A tank that has 4 or 5 crew members is going to be able to get more perks because it's easier. It's spread across more crew members. The Manticore only has 2 crew members. What's my Manticore going to do? It's going to take me 10 years to get my crew, get all the perks in my Manticore. And so we can't do this patch. We can't do this crew new perks because the Manticore only has 2 crew members. Wargaming, you can't do it. The Manticore only has 2 crew members. What are Manticore players going to do? What about the Manticore? That is a legitimate observation. That is a legitimate observation, and it's absolutely true. There is a kind of an imbalance there. But guess what? We already have that imbalance. You already have Manticores with 2 crew members trying to get all the skills and perks we have now. There's already like 30 skills and 25 or whatever skills and perks now. If that's the reason you think this update is going to break the game, well, then it's already broken. Because the Manticore already has 2 crew members and already has to have a commander with like 6 skills to be effective. Poor Manticore players already have to invest hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours to get those poor 2 little crew members to have like 8 skills each, just to be equivalent to one of the Russian light tanks that has 4 crew members, or another medium tank or something that has 4 crew. That already exists in the game. Like I said in the video yesterday, the game is already unbalanced, right? Making that observation is it's true, and because these new perks are even more powerful than the old perks, it's going to make the imbalance even greater. But don't kid yourself, we have that imbalance already. If that's one of the main reasons that you're against this this new patch and this new crew perk rework, then you should not like the way it is now. You should say, well, the crew skill and perk system we have now isn't working, because it's exactly the same. It's just going to be more perks, bigger perks, faster, bigger, stronger, faster. That's what they've been doing since they started this game. Every single new patch update, every single one from day one, has always been add a tank that's slightly faster, add a tank that has a slightly higher alpha, slightly higher pen, slightly better view range, slightly better concealment. Give one wheels so that it can go 100 kilometers an hour and 80 kilometers backwards. Let's add some new equipment, some special equipment, some bond equipment. Let's add some field modifications so you can make your tank even better. Every single thing that they add makes the imbalance greater and greater and greater. Look at the last premium tank, tier 8, that the BZ Chinese one. Let's add rocket launchers. No, they're not rocket launchers, Klaus. They're rocket boosters. Are they boosters or launchers? There's a class of tanks now, a class of Chinese heavy tanks that zooms around the battlefield using rocket propulsion with jet fuel. But if you shoot it in the rocket jet fuel pixel, it doesn't explode like the Challenger did. It's a critical hit. The whole premise of the game is ridiculous. Yeah, this is a ridiculous little game, right? It's a company that wants to make money. These are all pixel tanks. They're not real. The game is already unbalanced, and every single update they makes the game more unbalanced. That's the legitimate concern of this patch. And it's not just this patch, it's the whole history of the game. And what I find completely ironic is that the very whales, the very Unicoms, the very CCs and professionals that have enjoyed their advantage their whole career for 10, 12 years, shitting on everyone, because the Unicoms and those CCs that are speaking out now, have better crews than you right now. They're shitting on the beginners right now in the system they have. And they've enjoyed that advantage for 10, 12 years. But now all of a sudden, this is going to give the pros an advantage. The game is already like this. It's been like this since day one. So the one legitimate complaint, and I have this complaint, I share this complaint, and I have not changed my position. I've pointed this out for years. I've supported the regular schmo and average player since day one that I started my channel. I've always said this game is unbalanced, and I always said that it favors the Unicoms and people that just spend money or put more time into it, and it's always harder for the beginner. That's the legitimate concern, is that the game is going to have even more dynamic range, even a greater disparity between the people with all the crew skills and perks and equipment and the players that are just starting. It's getting so unbalanced that it's ridiculous. That's the legitimate complaint. Not, oh, my poor Manticore is going to take so long to get all the perks. Come on, give your head a shake. The Unicoms are already driving around with 8, 9 skill Manticore crews, shitting on everyone. All right? If you're a beginner playing a Manticore, you suck. If you've played for 12 years and you have a Manticore, you're a Unicom right now in the game the way it is right now. It's going to be no different with this. It's just going to be even worse. All right? So enough of the inflammatory rhetoric. I'm not going to do any more videos on these new patch updates. Everyone rushes out to do the new inflammatory rhetoric video. Now, I tried to make a little comedy video with Yuri, and I thought the funniest part of this whole update was the World of Tanks Plus, where you have to pay $9 a month. I mean, that's funny. That's ridiculous. Elon Musk comes out with the check mark for Twitter for $9, and Wargaming goes, hey, if Elon Musk can make $9 a month, we can make $9 a month. That's the hilarious part of this, is them stealing $9 a month from you. Like, guys, that's the big news. They want $9 a month from everyone, all right? They're going to make millions of dollars, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of players or the little children that cry to their daddies, Daddy, I need your credit card. I need to give Wargaming $9 a month. I won't be able to play this game. There's going to be people that are so stupid that they're going to give Wargaming $9 a month. That's both sad and hilarious to me, okay? That's what I thought was the big news in this patch. Not that my poor Manticore is going to have a hard time. So yeah, okay, you wanted the rant? That's the rant, all right? Let me know whether you like this. This is just another patch, like all the other patches. Right? It's more power creep. It's more dynamic range. It's going to make the game worse. It's the same as all the other changes in the game, all right? Nothing's changed. More of the same. Leave some comments, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.